I think we have to feel full responsibility and not take this implementation of the strategy not as a business as usual. We have to succeed to find right focuses, proper flagship projects, enough ambitious, and showing that in one part of EU the different countries can really work together and be really competitive, be successful worldwide.
Danish companies will invest in the Baltic countries so we can have a growing economic cooperation. But in my opinion, it also needs that we have a transparency in the different areas.
I think we have a lot of experiences from the Nordic countries and the Nordic cooperation that can be useful to all of us around the Baltic Sea. To be very concrete, we have for many years had a training program on Nordic level on environmental planning, and we need so much to have a much broader training program on energy and climate among all the countries around the Baltic Sea. So that's one thing that we should step immediately into realizing in the real world, collecting people on national level and on regional level and get the experiences among us to grow up and be much stronger.
Now when we have started with our globalization initiatives like the top research initiative, and we are now trying to get the European Union more into that process. It would be also of interest to use that as a starting point in a wider cooperation in the Baltic region, and if the Baltic countries and countries around the Baltic Ocean would be interested to get into this kind of research together with the Nordic countries, I think we would be open to that.
How do we increase the competitiveness of the Baltic Sea region and deepen the integration?
First of all, by removing a lot of the borders that still exists, even though some of us have been in the EU for quite a number of years, others have for at least 5, but still there are too many borders. And in a region so small as ours, that is killing for competitiveness. So this is one important thing we have to do. And then, of course, concentrate on the factors that lie behind the kind of competitiveness we need: education, research, etc.
Personally, I'm very enthusiastic about the Baltic Sea area cooperation. However, this cooperation has a challenge in Poland, as both the political and the business interest is not yet completely awake. Poland is not one thing here. Poland is many things, because if you go to the north coast, to Gdańsk, you'll find a lot of enthusiasm. If you go to the south, they don't even know about it. And in the center of power in Warsaw, there is a consciousness, but not the big interest yet.
What role do you see for Russia in the European Union's Baltic Sea strategy?
First of all, the history of our relationships and joint programs with EU is already a long history. But the last 2 years has really contributed a new impetus to the quality of our relationship. The Russian government decided that a co-financing from the Russian side would be introduced, and we hope that within the next few weeks this year, finally, regardless of the crisis, this money will be allocated. And this is the real quality changing, because if you are in a partnership program, you need to contribute on a fair basis.